Hello guys, welcome to She's Bold podcast again. This is Najma Juma, and today I have someone special. Today I want to talk about how to position yourself as a consultant. I know as a woman, as someone with skills, you are thinking of how you can, start this next phase of your life. You're thinking of how you can earn more. You're thinking of how you can utilize, maybe you have lost your job and you're thinking how you can start again. So I have someone special today who is going to take us through that journey on how we can position ourselves to make more money. And I would like to invite you to introduce yourself before we jump to the topic.
Yes, thank you, Najma. My name is Subira Bawji. I am all about events and experiences. Those two things mainly. That's all I can say for now.
Yes, I've seen you flying in those platforms, and I really love what you're doing. You're always colorful and always bold, and I was really impressed with how you keep on getting these gigs. And I was like, why don't we talk about how can someone who has, let's say, lost their job or want to earn more or want to start a new career and they want to work as a consultant and be taken serious, how do they start to position themselves for that?
Before we go there, naomba niseme kitu. Sio kwamba I found myself here. Wengine tumeapply kazi. Yani nimebadilisha chuo mwaka 2017.
Okay.
Nimeapply kazi toka 2017 na hii hadi mwaka 2021. Zaidi ya 50 sijawahi kuitwa. Sasa unafanya nini? Huwezi kukaa. You can't just sit at home. Yeah. Like you can't, personally I just can't sit.
Yes.
So I used to volunteer a lot when I was in college with events and all that, where you do rapporteur work. So you're learning about writing skills, you volunteer in advocacy. So how I started doing this consultancy work, it was actually a call. Somebody called me like, are you able to do communication consultancy? There's some people who want to do meetings with government and civil society. I said, of course. So that's how I started. So you just need to start with the skills you have, what you can do, and knowing your niche. Like, this is the area you're good at. Because I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an engineer, so you're not going to find me in those spaces. Though I recently finished a consultancy. It was about 2-3 years. It was the Zanzibar Integrated Resource Plan, which was all about it. It was very technical, engineers, all this, but my part was just the layman communication between the consultant, the lead consultant, and the government. That's it.
Okay, that's pretty big. So I want to know, like, yes, you told us you need to know the skills you have and then you need to identify your niche. But I want to know, how do you actually get the deals? You mentioned something big here, and I want to know, how did you get those connections? Because somebody here has skills. They're probably, on social media posting every day, but still they don't have these projects. How did you get your first project? Let's start from there.
Okay. Thanks for that. Okay, first of all, I would say, honestly, sometimes I have not. I just say it's God.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're sitting at home, you are down, and then you see, napenda kujituma. Yes. So you see there's an event or there's a meeting, a conference, and there's no entry fee. I show up. When you show up in these offices, in these spaces, you network. When you network, you build partnerships, you build strategic networks. So those networks, when they know, okay, if I call Stella or if I call Subira for this, they'll be able to deliver. You deliver. How you get more work is how you deliver every assignment. Because one assignment will lead to another, will lead to another. You can't dilly-dally, especially in this field of consulting. You need to be fully professional. Very professional. Like, yani usiwe ni sababu kwamba, I couldn't give I couldn't do the Zoom, I didn't do the booking, or I didn't submit the report. No. You need to deliver, because it's all about timelines. Delivering. So you're delivering. What exactly are you delivering? And it's also about building credibility. I think that's what opens doors. That's what I can say.
I love that. You mentioned something about strategic networking, and I am curious to understand that, because I know a lot of us might attend events and we take selfies, for God's sake, with these big people. And would give us a little bit on strategic networking. How does it look like? How do we do it?
Okay, I feel it's knowing kwanza uko kwenye sekta gani, au what is your focus area. Mfano labda una interest na NGOs. Kwa hiyo ukienda kwenye these events ambao unaenda kuchukua selfies, unakutana na wakurugenzi wa NGOs mbalimbali wamekaa. Unapiga selfie tu. You need to have business cards of them. You need to know what projects are they doing. Na ile miradi ambao wanafanya, mfano NGOs, you need to know, okay, this miradi, what value can you add to the NGO?
Yeah.
hapo ni umekuwa na strategy yako. So unajua okay, nikimtafuta madam flani au sir flani who's doing this mradi and they also have a strategic plan. You also need to know strategic plans of different areas of your interest. So you know, okay, they have a strategic plan for 5 years to help children across Tanzania in 6 regions to do ABCD.
So you do background research.
You have to.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. Because you're not going to work for a place you don't know about. You have to do a background. And then you go to these meetings or events, and I'm always in events. You meet government officials or people in international organizations. You also have a dream to maybe work with an international organization. So you go into a UN event and you're just taking a selfie with people and the logo. But what are they doing? You don't know. And then you want to work with them. How are you working with them?
Oh, you're taking their number. Does it make any difference?
So there's a book I read, I think by Dr. Shoga, about communication or something. When you take people's business cards or emails, you need to communicate with them at least within 24 hours, latest 48 hours, just to keep that rapport working. And also get interested in what are they doing? What value can you add to what they're doing? What's the return on investment of your networking?
Perfect. I love that. And there's something I noticed. I'm your follower. I really love how you dress for these events, and I wondered if that somehow contributes to maybe you getting more deals, to get these deals ongoing as a consultant. So hebu tupe siri bwana, sikute ni mavazi.
Afari Jomari, hakuna siri lakini MC Lina, nakumbuka kuna event MC Lina was in the audience, na alisema lazima upendeze when you're going to work, and when you show up pendeza, because how you dress affects you.
Yeah.
Hasa usipopendeza,
Yeah.
how really, like how? So you need to also know uko nakoenda ni nini. When uwezi kwenda Ikulu umevaa gauni fulani la ajabu ajabu, you're going to be very smart.
Yeah.
So why are you not being smart for even going to the office or all these events? Why are you not being smart?
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's about that. And then you choose your colors according to your skin color.
Yeah.
Bado najifunza, but it's also a person. I love scarves, so I'm usually always in a scarf. Lakini pia ni muhimu kujifunza your body shape, your colors that you like, what they mean as well. You should also ask yourself, why are government officials some are always in navy blue? Why are some people always just wearing black?
Yeah.
Why are you always in just colorful things and then they don't call you?
I love that.
Yeah.
So before we sum up this conversation, I want you to give an advice for someone who is in events, communication, and advocacy, and they want to start consultancy. Where can they start? Give us steps to start, and what do they need to do?
Okay, I wish there was a book like steps to start and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel, first of all, show up. Have your digital presence. There's LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, guys, there's LinkedIn. And there's all these others. There's TikTok. I mean, there are even consultants on TikTok. There's TikTok, there's Instagram. But build your presence on LinkedIn. Show up. And when you show up, be professional. And be as professional as you can. I recently read that Elon Musk was told by his mother that everything he does is his signature. It's his stamp. So do that for yourself as well. Na utaitwa tu. Yani utaitwa. And show up. Usiwe nyumbani. You need to be around and appear.
I love that. Thank you so much for your time. I think we can have another session with you. We'd really love this conversation.
Thank you so much, Najma.
You're welcome.